Did it again. Hey y'all, how you doing? This is your boy Gerald. Um, Sometimes I gotta catch myself. I was setting up to do this video, and it does what it does. But you know what? I'm not mad. I'm not mad. How you doing? You doing all right? I hope so. It is Tuesday morning. Yes, Tuesday morning, the 11th of March, 2014. Originally, I had planned on putting this video out once I returned home, and as I always do, a lot of I'm always in thought when I'm in transition. So when I'm driving, it's just amazing what your higher power will show you, will reveal to you if you allow yourself to be still. It's truly humbling. But first, I would seriously would not give the justice as it should be done. I want to thank each and every one of you for allowing me access to your life. I say this first of all because your life is precious, because we're all here at this moment, and we have a certain level of dominion over our lives. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what people that have access to your life, it is in now. That is the moment that you're living in. And it is truly a divine blessing to embrace it. I want to share something with you. The Friday was my birthday, and first and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you that just took a second, just a second of your life, just to click on my page, just to hear what Gerald had to say. That's beautiful. It really is. For one, because it comes from spirit. I don't write anything down, but more importantly, it's found in my heart, and I believe that your higher power, I know him as my Lord Jesus Christ, has chosen to just use me, like so many of, to convey a message of love, because we live in a world that has forgotten how precious, how priceless, how powerful love really is. Because through love, you can conquer everything. That is why there's so much conflict in the world. From outside our doors, even at times inside, where we dwell. Without love there, its presence is felt. It is amplified through conflict and confusion, where balance and peace should reign supreme. But I believe, and I still have that belief as I once did as a young boy, wide-eyed to the world, that if you just hold on, if you just believe, all your dreams can come true. I believe that because it's pure. It comes from yourself. No matter what the circumstance or challenge you may face, if you do not give up on your dream, it will be your reality in the intended time. So I say thank you to each and every one of you. If someone has given you this video right now, they're doing it because they love you. They're doing this because they see something in you that you do not see. They want the words that are conveyed from me physically to touch you spiritually because they see your worth and value, and they've made a commitment to your growth. To some, they take on the titles of companion. To others, they are known as friends. Or, even better, they can be interpreted as title of mother, father, sister, brother, all unified under the bubble of love. Something that is so precious, so priceless, that without it, it leaves you with a thirst that can never be quenched, because it must come from a pure place. That is why your existence is ever so priceless. But if you do not love yourself, if you do not take the time to go within yourself to release yourself from the fears that have shackled you, have convinced you that through every uncertainty you can't get up, I'm here to tell you that is nothing but an illusion. See, what you might not realize is there is someone that you may have met in only a passing that you made an impact on, and for that they speak your name in prayer. It could be the person that you met at the grocery store, or the person you met at the gas station pumping your gas, or someone you happen to bump into along the way. It is love. See, a lot of people have forgotten that we are part of the human race, and they allow society to disenfranchise and place labels of separatism and fear. Oh, fear. Because I know fear as abbreviations. Finally, everything's a reality. But I know love conquers all. That is why I'm conveying this to you. See, not to ramble. See, there's no benefit for me. There's no gain out of this. But I also learned this at a young age. And at one time I had abandoned the same mindset. And for 25 years of my life, I had to learn the lessons of not to do so. See, to have love, you must give love. And to feel love, it must come from within. So if you're not feeling love, you must ask yourself, why? Where is the withdrawal? What has convinced you that you are unworthy of this joy? Do you not realize that your presence matters? Or have you just fallen into ranks like so many, and it's just a cog in the wheel of the machine saying, I need you to punch this clock no matter what? See, a lot of people have fallen victim and prey to thinking that materialism matters, and materialisms validate worth. But you can have all the money in the world without loving it, it matters none. That is the power of love. So you must ask yourself, if you do not have it, why? So I'm going to turn this corner and say to you, you are loved. Every day that you go on your journeys and make contact and come back and lay your head at night to wake back up, that is love. You say, why, Gerald? Why is that? Because guess what? You were spared and you were blessed to give it another day. See, when I had my birthday on the 7th, it was then, well, I understood to a degree, but truly the greatest gift that you're going to ever receive is time. Not what you can find in the store, not something that can be swayed. It is something that is willfully given without expectation of a return, like love. That is why it's so important not to squander it and live in the now. See, we can't change what happened yesterday, but we can learn from it. But we can't grow unless we forgive it if it fell short. So you've got to make a conscious decision today. If you feel that your life has missed a step, it is time that you invest so you can get that step back. And just maybe, because of that delayed step, that may have been a motivation to catapult you to where you needed to be. But because you were in that moment, reflection was sparked. Realignment happened. And growth came from it. Why? Because you're blessed. So, as I said before, now's the time that you say, not, why me, but why not? Now is time that you dig within yourself, find the courage to come from out of that rock that has had you bound down in fear, and say, I love me some me. It is time that you do so. The reason why I convey this to you, because until you sincerely get to a place of comfort to tell yourself that you love yourself, how can you appreciate who you are? And more importantly, if you can't appreciate who you are, how can you have boundaries? How can you respect yourself? Because you do not see your worth. And no, I'm talking to someone. See, my queens and my kings, you may be taking notice right now. There is a mass transition that is happening around you. People are starting to wake up. They're starting to have the courage to look within themselves and do the work. It is not by chance that it feels like that you missed the bus or you're late. No, you're not. Because sometimes people wake up at the divine moment in time. I was one of them. It took me 25 years to see my worth. But I don't have any regrets, because I can look back and say, you know what? I earned, and I know my testimony. I know I'm talking to somebody. So, When are you going to put that smile back on your face? When are you going to stop listening to people that do not have your best interest? Because you must know this. There is a difference in advice. One is given out of love, and one is given to lead you astray. But it is your discernment that will tap into your intuition to let you know the difference. See, the people that love you are going to tell you the truth. They are going to tell you in a way that you understand. Sometimes it may mean it feels like you're getting a kick in the butt. But if we were to sit back and measure our life for its deeds, some of you would say, you know what, I deserve that. And then some of you may even say, I was protected. Because when you get to that point, you start to see your worth. You start to see what matters. You start to see what is called clarity. And see, that is why you are not supposed to walk in fear. No matter what the obstacle is, do not walk in fear. Walk in love. That's what attracts the like-mindedness of those that come into your environment, good, bad, or indifferent. And you're saying, why, Gerald? How is that so? Well, think of it this way. Is it coincidental if you take the short route, you always get what you don't want? But when you decide to walk correctly, it always feels right. Why? Because you earned the right. So, dry your eyes. Lift your head up. And just know, everybody gets their just due in the divine time. Now, some of you may be saying, well, Gerald, I feel like I've been in hell, and I've given up on myself, and I'm to a point where I feel frozen. Well, guess what? Your higher power, He gonna take all that ice from your heart. Sure, you're saying, well, you know, that is my security blanket. I don't want people to get too close, because if they get too close to me, then I'm only going to get hurt once more. I'm here to tell you, if you trust Him, if you focus on Him, do not focus on the left of you or the right of you. Focus on Him wholeheartedly. You are protected. Will you have challenges? Yes, you will. But they only resonate as long as the fear exists. That's why in the Bible it says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Why? Because you're protected. Now, I will be the first one to tell you this too. Your life is not meant to be easy. That's how wisdom is earned, through experience. That is why insight is such a precursor of our actions, because if you balance your discernment, your insight is right behind it, and your wisdom should follow it, and you just know, because it comes from a special place. But see, I don't want to be winded on this, but I will say this to each and every one of you, and please hear me out. I felt like listening to some jazz tonight, so I'll put this on. But I want you to know this, and I speak this from the depths of my heart. I do. Okay. Short and sweet. If it is meant for you to have, you shall have it. If you speak your truth, it shall come to pass at the divine moment. However, if it comes from a place of deception, manipulation, spite, or downright evil, not only will you pay a price that is so grave that you wish you had the ability to turn back the hands of time, which we do not, you would even question your existence. I highly recommend that you don't. But for those who are in that place in their life where they're ready to make a change, the requirement is to do something different. If you constantly are doing the same thing and getting the same result, but expecting a different result, that is nothing but the definition of insanity. So, if you do not have a relationship with your higher power, I suggest that you do. And just know this, because as I was driving home tonight, I had this thought manifesting in my spirit. And ironically, it was the word intimacy. See, intimacy is a word that most men will give chunks of their life to learn, because most men do not truly understand that word. We look at it from a primal stage or physical stage. So when we hear the word intimacy, we automatically think sex. But the clue is right there in the beginning. In. But really, intimacy truly defines, or can be described as oneness, to be inside. But I've come to learn, you cannot be as one until you are within yourself. So therefore you can't get your heart right until you've submitted or surrendered your mind, or the way you think, or the perceptions. So when you get your heart right, your mind should follow. And wherever the mind goes, the body flows. But not to ramble. What I gathered from that one word was this. See, for men, we think, for those unaware, think that, yes, intimacy you describe as sex. But to women, intimacy really means time. Give me time. Be one with me. And isn't it being one with someone really describing being yoked? The two shall become one. So you can't be yoked with anyone until you're one with yourself first. But you can't be truly one with yourself until you have a relationship with the one. Because without him, there would be no you. And we're made of his image, so He did not make you a mistake. That is why the devil uses self-esteem to trick you, to deceive your mind, to make you think that you are unworthy. And I'm here to tell you, each and every one of you, you are beautiful, because there is only one you. And once you come to understand your uniqueness, you will tap into the inner beauty that is found within your heart. And who governs your heart? Him. Your higher power. I know him as my Lord Jesus Christ. But I'm here to throw this disclaimer out for those who may not have found the courage to have a relationship with your higher power. I'm here to tell you something. I'm going to keep it 100 so that I don't sound like I've got all this allegory, because I'm here to tell you right off the bat, I am not a minister, but I am a believer. He has shown me in my 2 years that he exists. And that is why it said, unfortunately, that the world's last days will start to come to pass when the fool realizes there is a God. Well, if I look around, Darren, sure seems like we're in our last days, right? Because there's a lot of people that don't believe. But not to condemn, not to judge, because that is not right to do. You are given free will for a reason. You're given choice for a reason. And we have setbacks for a reason. See, what a lot of people fail to realize, the reason why you have these setbacks is not to punish you, it is to chastise you, like a little child learning to ride a bike for the first time. You have training wheels, so when that child wobbles to and fro, it doesn't fall or harm itself. It is not until you've mastered your courage of self before you can think about taking those training wheels off. But think of it this way. Those training wheels are no more, it's just like your angels and spirit guides. They are there wherever you go, because they are representatives of your higher power. They are there to protect you from harm. They are there to protect you from those who want to cause you harm. That is why some of you have conflicts. That is why some of you secretly in your spirit are going through challenges of, I don't understand them, or they don't get me because it was good all yesterday. But I'm here to tell you that is nothing but an illusion, because maybe, just maybe, they may be further down their journey and they're waiting for you to catch up. See, that's why we have free will. That is why like-mindedness is what it is, because see, the people that truly treasure your existence will never forsake you, but they will never block your growth. That is like saying, I will give you a PhD, but I will take your classes instead. What is the point? The paper means nothing. The knowledge is priceless, because it is the experiences that you've learned along the way. I can even throw a parable in this. You remember Wizard of Oz? And for those who don't, do you remember The Wiz? Same story, different version. But we can use Dorothy as the person that is in their crossroads. The yellow brick road is their legacy and journey. But she was lost. She was lost from self, because she lost herself. Therefore, she was placed on this road that was endless. That's why she was trying to get back home. Home was her heart. Home was her worth. Home was everything that she valued. The things you can't buy, like time. The Tin Man. He was one of courage. The Scarecrow. Correction. The Lion was courage. The Tin Man wanted a heart. The Scarecrow wanted a brain. Toto was unconditional love and devotion, loyalty. But it wasn't until she looked within herself and got past her fears could she see her worth and how beautiful she was. And she was able to tap into that to find her way. She found clarity. You do realize there was a message in that movie, right? If you didn't, that's okay. The imagery set the stage. There were synchronicities through each part of that. I highly recommend you check it out. I'm here to tell you this. My queens, for far too long society has convinced you to look away from your beauty. It has convinced you that to be accepted, you must compromise yourself to be loved. I'm here to tell you, when you decide to love yourself, all the superficial will not matter. You will actually become a little angered for falling for the okie doke. But do not be ashamed. Do not. It's nothing but smoke and mirrors and room for wisdom. Because some of you will inherit the title of mother, auntie, and grandmother. And grandmother is nothing but the truth sayer of her lineage. So your lessons will serve for those that will come from you and those that will love you and come to you. So it is very imperative that if you have not invested in yourself, you do so. My kings, my precious kings. It is not easy being called man. If it was that so, there would be more. That is why there is a shortage. The women know this. That is why their hearts go pity-pat when they see one that comes in their midst. They sense him. They know. It is not by his looks or what is found below his belt line or what is found in his wallet. It is his dignity and integrity that is exuded once he comes in the room. He is not the flavor of the month. He's the taste for a lifetime. Some, through time, life lessons, are bestowed wisdom and become father, grandfather, matriarch. It is a title that is highly regarded, but is only given when earned. I'm here to tell you this. It is now time that you take stock of your seed. If you do not have a connection with your child, it is now time that you return. They need you. What you feel in your heart is nothing but fear. It is nothing but pride. You do understand it takes a village to raise a child. We are in the era of introverts and voyeurism and pedophilia and every dark fear that could be imagined through the mind is a reality. We are living in it. That is why, oh, so much, it is imperative that you make your presence felt. And if by chance you have a scenario where there has been division placed between you and the mother of your child or children, respect that boundary, but do not compromise your position. I say this because, see, society don't want you to handle your business. Society wants to be your business, but that has no weight and cannot measure the tears that come from your child's eye. I'm gonna tell you something. It's not easy. It's not easy knowing that you have a child and you can't reach out. You can't smell them. You can't hear how their day is. Or worse, you feel that you may have been forgotten. So I'm going to tell you this. Whatever those woes may be, give it to your higher power. If you don't know, find a place where you can feel emotionally safe and have a conversation. It's from your heart. That's what matters. And as long as it's from your heart, I'm here to tell you, you'll be surprised the seeds of love that will come from that. And it may just be that your higher power just wants to see you do something. Make an effort. Some of you feel that because it's been so long that you're afraid that there's going to be problems if you do. Well, I'm going to tell you this. What is being required is that you humble yourself. And any pain and words of negativity that is conveyed is only a moment. But holds no weight. Holds no weight if you do not. Those problems will go beyond what you can imagine. If I'm not telling the truth, why do you think we got talk shows? You always hear the young queens, the older queens say, if I had a father, I might not have done this or done that. Because you are the template that she will go about. You are the example of what a man should be. But if by chance the person, the mother of your child, has a life and she is happy or not, still give her her respect and be the father probably that you never had. I think I needed to tell someone that. It's time to move past that fear. Plant those seeds so you can see the harvest of love directed. Well, it's 40, y'all, and I just want you guys to know that no matter what you're going through, this is the year to reset it. This is the year that you release that anger that you've been holding on to probably half your life. This is the year that you receive the clarity by speaking your truth. This is the year that you truly see those who only want to love you, and unfortunately those who are only there for the moment and going for the ride. See, you set the precedence of what your life will be. So, you gonna love yourself? Because when you start loving yourself, you'll start to respect yourself. And your environment will respect you. Because it's about love, y'all. Each one teach one. And yes, sometimes God will sit you down and say, you know what? I love you so much, you're not going to date nobody. You're not going to have access. You're not going to have the energy to rip and run like you used to. Because every time you used to rip and run, you used to get in trouble. And every time you try, there's a reminder not why you shouldn't. The reason for that is you have something better. Something that is waiting to be revealed to you. And you are on the cusp and the threshold of a breakthrough. The more you love yourself, the more clarity you will have, and the more there will be revealed, because you have earned it. So, don't worry about what's going on. Don't worry about people that are fair weather. As I always say, leave your spiritual door open, but keep your boundaries up. And as long as your heart is in the right place and you have the courage to speak your truth and place your higher power first to guide you, you cannot go wrong. God loves you. You are His child. And you deserve all the blessings intended. Okay? I think somebody needed to hear that. But more importantly, I want to thank each and every one of you. I hope that this week it is blessed. And if there is some circumstances that may come up, keep your head. Don't let nothing or no one take your smile. Just know that you're loved, protected, and God is governing your life. And if it's meant for you to have, you shall have it. But you must first speak it into existence. Alright, y'all. I hope you guys have a blessed and safe week. And as I always say, God's praying for you. You know I am. I see your worth. And for that, it helps me discern mine. Alright, y'all. Y'all have a good week. Protect it. And I would love to hear from y'all. Feel free to drop me in line. And if you got something going on and you just need some advice, by all means, you can hit me up. You can inbox me. Or you can find me on Google+. Alright, guys. Be safe. Be blessed. Be you.